All right, here we go for some more noise games. Noise versus personal evolution here. Saint Lion is with me again to do some commentary.
Hi.
What do you think about this matchup here?
Um, I love it. It's really reflecting on the wins of our German nationals with Kentucky PE and Noise. I'm expecting some cash and some cerebral overriders, so those are always fun.
A lot of net damage, and usually Noise doesn't have a lot of protection against net damage in the games I've seen at least.
And multi-access is hard, so it's not the best of matchups.
At the same time, it's pretty good to trash cards against Jinteki. You can definitely hurt them a lot. Oracle May going down click 1.
But it's hard to judge when you run archives because they will still
Wow.
burn you for one.
Yes, that's true. Could have some shocks in archives too.
Ooh.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, also if you have agendas in there and you access them, they each burn you for one because you score them.
Right. So he plays down the Gorman Drip, so that will start collecting virus counters every time the Corp draws a card or takes a credit with a click as the base action. And then those virus counters can be converted into money when the runner trashes that card. So Oracle May out, it looks like he called Program on it, so he might have a lot of programs in this deck, and it's just going to Oracle May for programs.
That's a good call. I think that's what the deck is all about, and
Yeah.
it works well.
Yeah, so he just called it again, got a data sucker.
Lucky, just lucky. Also, Kentucky
Well,
bypassing the click draw with the Jackson very well.
Yes. It'd be interesting to see what the economy here is in this deck, this Jinteki deck. I think often you'll see. What do you expect in econ here with personal evolution?
I don't think there's a lot of econ here. If he's playing the Cambridge one, then he's just trying to play like a hedge fund or something, and maybe score Gila hands.
I sometimes see medical research. What is it? The medical party?
Medical fundraiser, yes. Science.
Yeah, medical fundraiser, and maybe some pad campaigns, that type of thing. But yeah, you're right. And usually not too heavy on the econ. So we've already had 3 cards milled. I saw one of them was a snare, so there is a snare in archives now, which is definitely a good thing to hit.
Yes, that's a good card to mill, but you can never know if those are shots. So face down trash, not the best, and I called it hedge fund.
Yep, there's the hedge fund. I mean, that's a pretty easy call. That card's in every deck.
That's not in every deck though. It's
It's in
in every deck.
90% of decks.
It's in every deck.
But so the runner also did trash that Jackson Howard. The Corp let him trash it. It looks like because the runner's down on credits now, and I think that's what they were spent on. The Oracle May for another program hits a surge, so that did not work out that time.
Too bad. Really not the way to do this. You want to get money from this.
Yeah, surging. At this point, I guess surging the data sucker wouldn't. Well, that wouldn't even be that good. So he didn't really need that surge right now. But I noticed he did have Darwin, so this might be a Darwin deck. In which case, okay. So he just goes into archives before another Jackson Howard can be placed down, and picks up a fetal AI. So
For just one
it
net
does.
damage.
Yep, 1 net damage. He does have to pay the 2 credits, but the fetal AI ability does not trigger from archives. So
He could have left
This is
it in
about
there,
ideal.
but it's wonderful to score it for just 1 net damage. That's definitely how you want to score.
yeah, you don't want him getting that back into R&D through Jackson Howard, where it's going to do a lot more damage. So there's the first Cerebral Overrider being drawn. Let's see if he has a Musha Notion to combo with it. Musha Notion. And he definitely has enough credits to trigger it.
I love this. And if he's not running it, you should definitely advance it to 4, but we'll see how he handles it.
Yeah, F4, like at 3, so the runner is now at 6 cards. So like he could run in there and have defense against a June bug. So if you want the runner to run into it, I think 3 is a better number than 4.
No, of course you have it at 3 with Mushin Notion, but you can fake it to be a Ronin if you advance it to 4, and it will really scare the runner from that point.
Yeah, if it is a Ronin, I think that's a good play. But like if it is a Cerebral Overrider, then advancing it to 4 kind of demotivates him from running in. So I'm saying it's better to get like 3 brain damage than it is like risking them not even coming in. But even at 3, it looks like the runner's just gonna ignore it.
Ooh, yeah,
So I noticed that that Lamprey mill was a Jackson Howard, I believe.
That's not too bad. Still one Jackson in the game.
All right, killing the medium. Runner's probably not too worried about that.
Yep.
There's the pup. So pup gonna do 1 net damage here. And now he's down to 3 cards. So do you continue into HQ at this point?
I think you shouldn't. It's way too dangerous, and he's also like on the 3rd click.
Yeah, so a snare could be pretty devastating. But he decides to go in, which does cause the Corp to lose 2 credits because of the 2 Lampreys. So that was definitely a nice bonus.
I don't like
looks like
Lamprey that much. It doesn't really pressure. It's just a mill, I think. But it worked here. If he gets the successful runs against 2 ices, getting rid of 2 credits is good. But see, he's not thinking about that 3 advancement anymore. And that is the problem, because if you advance it now, you're acting like it's a Ronin, and that makes him think about the card again.
Yes, I think that works really well too if he does another Mushin Notion. Then you're, because with 1 Ronin, you're still thinking, well, he can't flatline me. But if there's possibly 2 Ronins on the table, it means you gotta go check one of them.
And it's just 1 advancement, and it's just so confusing for the runner.
I love Ronin as a card because it does make, like, if that is a Cerebral Overrider, it does make traps like that relevant again. You know, it makes, like you're saying, it makes the runner have to think about it.
Yeah, normally you just go R&D lock against Jinteki PE, but Ronin really pressures. And you can't ignore a 4 advanced card. You have to expose it, or always have to think about it as a Ronin that could kill you easily.
Yeah, you have to deal with it. So he goes into HQ there again, and he's definitely taking advantage of those Lampreys. I mean, and one way to play against Jinteki is to disable their econ. So those Lampreys, they did good work against Jinteki. They milled 2 cards, and they took 4 credits away from the Corp, and caused the Corp to have to purge. So that was a pretty good exchange.
It's fairly good, I guess. He's not really having luck with Oracle May. It's not really working out with his deck. He should consider getting some motivation.
It's been about 50-50, I'd say. Well, he lost the Surge and the Deja Vu, and I think he's used it like 3 or 4 times to get successfully. So, yeah, it's hard to... I don't know if that's really been profitable. And he's losing good cards, too. Like, losing the Deja Vu is a pretty big hit. Because he could use the Deja Vu to get back both of those hemorrhages. Or, Lampreys, I mean.
Yeah, I thought actually that he drew it. Oh, Scorched Earth.
Yeah, so Scorched Earth probably got milled away. So that is a great card to hit.
That's what you should be scared about, that Scorched Earth. But it's now gone. They usually just run 1 Scorched Earth in their deck list.
Yeah. Yeah, so and looking at, I mean, I don't know if we've seen enough influence here. So we know there's Cerebral Overrider as well. There might be 2 Cerebral Overriders. I see he has 1 in hand. I assume that is a Cerebral Overrider that has the 3 tokens on it. He's advancing the card once.
Ooh, it's hard to judge what that is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably run on it though, because I don't know what's the worst case? You take 1 brain damage, but the Corp has to spend 3 credits to do that, so it's not so bad.
I guess it would be good to run it with just 1 advancement token, but I think the way to play against this deck is to R&D lock them. The problem is only if they get the Ronins through, then they pressure you. And it's a Ronin.
Yeah, I don't think that was the best. I mean, advancing it twice would have been better, but I think he put that Ronin out naked originally.
He should have advanced it like 3 times. Just to
Yeah,
force the runner into drawing cards.
Right. That is a big investment for a Ronin, but...
I think Noise is handling this pretty well. He's milling, he's getting up economy, he doesn't have any brain damage yet.
Yeah, I like that. This noise player has a good balance between getting the econ, installing the viruses, and running. So Oracle Maze triggering again. He's using it every turn.
If
Pretty
it's
confidently.
useful 50% of the time, it's a professional contact that trashes sometimes, so it's not that good.
Yeah. I think he's above 50%, but he's probably like at 60 or 70% would be my guess.
There's a Darwin.
And that definitely mills another card.
So virus heavy. I think about viruses that the more you run them, like the more you have them in your deck, the worse they get, because just one purge will get a lot of those virus installs and virus counters.
Yeah, it's a really nice balance to viruses. Just if you go way too heavy on them, then. But at the same time, we have viruses like Lamprey and Cache, where purging them is kind of part of the strategy, or like you can't really purge Cache.
Yeah, so he definitely runs Data Sucker and Darwin of the classical viruses, so the only two that should work pretty fine for him, and the rest just mills.
I would say you pointed this out earlier, but we're not seeing any running on R&D, and I think that is a mistake, especially when the corp is low on credits. The corp is at 3 credits right now, so I'd love to see some running on R&D at this point.
He might be waiting for Darwin. No.
There's just not a lot of risks when the corp is at 3 credits. Yagura is one of the biggest risks.
And now there are a lot of cards being milled. He has to consider now that he has to run there sometimes, and if there is a shock in there and 3 agendas, he's taking 4 damage, and that's not that good, so he should really be careful about how much damage he gets from running archives.
And he draws the Deja Vu. I think he has a couple cash in his heap, so that could be a good play.
He didn't use Oracle May on that one. Lucky him. And here comes
So he
Imp.
draws an Imp. Yeah.
That's a good card. He should probably install his console soon. He just didn't draw into it. Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen if it's in his hand even. Getting the Nerve Agent probably wasn't going to be installing that. Yeah, I don't see his console in his hand, so it looks like he's just not drawing it.
Ooh, that's nice. That's a good splash there. Very strong against fast advance.
Is it? What's the install cost on Chicana? Is it 2?
I think it's 3. It might be
3.
2.
It's a bit high, but
it's quite a big investment, but I think it forces him to run R&D, which is generally a good thing. It should be a good thing.
So he installs the Parasite Yagura, which opens up HQ, and he has Imp now to trash cards. And he definitely has at least 2... Okay, so trashing the Cerebral Outrider.
That is
he
good.
definitely has at least 2 cash in his heap, so now he can play that Deja Vu out when he has the credits for it to get a lot of econ.
At this point, as the corp, you should be very concerned about what he's doing, because your HQ is now open, and you have to adjust to that. Board state has shifted, and you might want to get an agenda that you face down now, like a Gila Hands, so you can install and get money. Because those lampreys might be coming back.
Yes, that he could Deja Vu. He's going to Oracle May. Okay, now he could Deja Vu for the Lampreys, and then he could just run HQ and take a lot of money.
He's lacking.
I guess he doesn't have a lot of clicks to make that happen, but he's running on the face down. Oh, so he gets the Future Perfect. Yeah, the ability does not trigger when it's installed.
Okay, so easiest steal here. It's not good.
Yeah, and that was a 1 advanced Future Perfect too. So that was
That's a little
wasn't
bit
it?
odd. You generally want to hold those Future Perfect, but HQ is wide open.
Yeah, maybe he just... I didn't quite see when that one went down, but maybe he felt he needed to get it down. Oh, Jackson Howard is out.
Looking for ice. And he's running thin on cards. This is something that you face against noise, and you want to see that, Jackson. and maybe get the other Jacksons that were trashed in there again.
Yeah, there's at least one more Jackson in Archives that I know about. But he might have agendas in Archives too. So he might be in a little bit of a problem there, a little bit of trouble.
I don't think he's playing this correctly. Like, he's using the Jackson, that is good, but there has been no pressure from the cards he has installed. Almost none. They were stolen or trashed.
Yeah, a lot of them are just face down on advance too, so you know, probably Psychic Fields and maybe some unadvanced traps. I mean, one of them might be an agenda, but there's no real reason to go check those remotes.
And Scorched Earth has been milled, which is pretty bad. No follow-up on that snare. No scared.
Ooh, there's a snare.
Ooh.
And I think that was a third click run?
But he does have enough credits to get rid of it.
At this point, you might have to just draw a card, though, because if that is a Ronin face down, yeah, so he draws a card. He's just hoping that the Corp doesn't have a Scorched Earth.
See, that 4 advancement would have also probably forced him to run it, or might have him considering to run it.
Maybe. If you could get up to 3 credits, then you're not too worried about a Ronin, or 3 cards, you're not too worried about a Ronin. It's only if there's 2 Ronins where you have to run one of them.
Well, he can always do net damage, just out of hand, with a neural EMP, which is a problem too.
Yes. So the runner did trash one of the neural EMPs with Imp, but there's very likely another one in hand at this point.
Oh, he's not that low on cards yet, just shifted. So there's still a lot of cards in this deck.
Lamprey down. Losing a credit. And we might be able to Imp something good. And
ouch.
That is the game.
I think that's the game, yes.
Yeah, so he had 3 cards to absorb. He only needed to absorb 2 damage. And he had the 2 credits. So I'd love to see what those face down cards were, but...
Yeah, show them to us, please.
Doesn't look like we're going to see him.
I hope that was a cerebral.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm almost.
I saw it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm almost certain that was because I saw him. He drew that cerebral, and then he just as his mandatory draw, and then he just went put it down with Mushin right away.
But Noise playing very carefully, never making any slip ups, disregarding the advancement tokens and running on the 1 advancement is always a good idea. No R&D pressure at all, even got him the win. That's a good play. Deserved victory.
Yeah, I think that was his biggest misplay, not even pressuring R&D, but then again, he didn't really need to, seemingly.
It worked out. I stand corrected.
Worked out. Well, I think it would have been better if he pressured R&D, but at the same time, something like a Neural Katana could have been rezzed in front of him, and that could have been bad, so he just didn't see the need, and yeah, it worked out. All right, that was a pretty good game. I'm glad to have gotten a lot of these noise games on camera. So we'll have more of those, some more noise games soon, and probably a few more games from this tournament. And do you have anything else to add, Saint Line?
Yeah, I love Noise. I hope the Alt Art card got the deserved winner.
It definitely did. We'll talk about that towards the end of these videos, who won and all that. But yeah, so that is the game. Thanks for watching.
Bye.